Welcome to the Talk Around Your Town. It's Saturday night. You know, we're going to turn up from 9 to 11. And we got a special guest in the house tonight, Miss Fran.
Hi.
You can catch her show each and every Saturday from what time?
Well, from 8 o'clock until you get here.
Yes, indeed. And Fran has very interesting topics that you might want to check out and tune into and enjoy our shows.
Thank you.
So, you know, we're going to start the conversation off tonight with a little bit of relationship things.
As always.
As always.
Okay.
I don't know why. But we're going to be late seeing a fight tonight, so, you know, shout out to the people
what fight?
Earl Spencer fighting tonight.
Oh, one of those.
Hey, Shannon. Tune in. Where you at? You going to make us come find you, woman. But anyway, we're going to talk about, I guess, you were saying something in your last show that I caught the tail end of about, I guess, dates or relationships or...
Is chivalry dead? Dating is something that is, you know, kind of dead now. People don't really take the time to court people or whatever, or take the time to necessarily use a date for what it's for, to sit down and get to know each other, as opposed to go somewhere, ply each other with drinks and have a one-night stand, you know. And I think it gets harder as you get older. Lots of people have baggage that they come with, but,
Yes,
you know,
indeed.
but that's the hardest part. But my talk was, what about when these two people don't have any baggage and they're both kind of unicorns, and if they're meant to be, you know, what are men waiting on? Oh, they're waiting because they can continue to have relationships and kids throughout until they're 80. Whereas women, you know, there's a lot of pressure on us to have kids right now, to get married right now or whatever. I'm not saying that I put that pressure on myself, but it's kind of like, what are men waiting for? If you see that that's the woman that is the best for you and you want to be with her, why are all these extra games, mixed messages, stipulations going on?
Well, you can. I'm gonna go from my past. Like, I had somebody that was real cool with me, and you know, we hung out all the time, every day. You know, did what we did, had fun. But it was something to me. It was something about her why I couldn't be in a relationship with her.
Okay.
You know, and it was just maybe she was too turned up, or maybe too ghetto, or maybe not mature enough. And that was one of the reasons why I just kept her around as a friend. I mean, she's still a good friend to this day, but like, we wasn't compatible as far as relationship-wise. Friend-wise, homie-wise, cool, but friend-wise, we wasn't compatible. But a lot of guys are, they haven't matured yet. So
Even when they're into our age?
yeah.
You should. I figured maybe you should know what you want when you're, you know, close to being in your 40s and, you know, have seen it all and done it all. You know, wouldn't this be the respective time for you to be like, okay, well, you know, maybe I should find the one for me? And I'm again, I don't know anything about that. I've never had to be attached to anyone, so, you know, I've never been a relationship type of person until now. I think, okay, again, I have almost everything. Chased all my dreams, you know. You want to have somebody that you can share that with, you know. But it seems like, you know, men either want two extremes. They want somebody to give up all their dreams, you know, and sit at home and have their babies and do all this type of thing and completely just be about that person, or they're looking for, you know, their equal. And even when they find both those things, they find a reason to maybe sabotage that.
Well, I'd rather a female that I'm in a relationship be independent, have her own business mind, you know, be striving and have goals. You know, I want a woman to be working for her own independence, and we just come together as a team and make the dream work. You know, like I said, some men just love to play. Some men, it's hard for them to get that man's nature out of them. Just like some women, it's hard for them to get that nature out of them. They like to play and still have somebody too. You know, it's different strokes for different folks.
True.
Every person in life that you meet is not meant to be your boyfriend or your girlfriend. Some people are meant to be friends.
Right.
Some people are meant to be in your life for a reason, you know, or maybe just a season. You know, it's like a lot of young dudes don't do court nowadays. Older dudes do it because they want to know where you at mentally.
Right.
They want to know what makes you tick, where you stand at, you know, where you vulnerable at, like, they just want to know different things. So they play games just to see your breaking point or just to see how strong you are, just to see if you are the person for them. But women do the same thing.
Of course. But, you know, we talked about it before. We talked about it last week. You know, of course I spent, not of course, but I spent a long time dating 10 years younger, you know, just because the thrill of it. And it was fun. And it's like, okay, there's not a lot of, you know, you don't have to be completely, you can still be independent because, you know, you don't have a lot in common with that person, so you kind of know it's not really going to go anywhere. You learn that it's not going to go anywhere, you know. With the younger generation, it was fun and everything. So then, of course, I stopped doing that, you know, because I don't want to raise anybody's son. You know, you get tired of doing that. And the same thing when it goes for you dating somebody who's younger. But then if you're dating somebody who's grown and an adult man, and people can look at me and say, wow, you're 36 years old, you've never been married, you don't have any kids, like, what is wrong with you? So it's kind of like we kind of look at, you know, some of us would look at this man like, okay, you're such and such age, you don't have any kids, you've never been married. Like, what's really wrong? What's really going on?
Well, I have had a relationship where as though good peoples that have a good heart, you know, well, like good people, business minded and everything. But you ever heard of saying damaged goods?
Yes.
Like they could have went through so much in their past that it's hard to repair them today.
And they carry that.
And they carry it. So every time you do the slightest thing, it reminds them of something in their past.
Gotcha.
You know, and you know, a lot of women in society have been raped, abused, battered, and different things. So it's hard. Like you got to do a lot. You got to really gain a woman's trust or interest, or really break through them barriers. You know what I mean? Because people put their defenses up.
True, true.
And it takes time. Like, I used to say it, if a woman is single, no kids, and she's, you know, not really dating or doing anything, either she's working on her goals or she might be crazy. You know, because, I mean, in my opinion, a lot of women are crazy in their own way. You know, just like a lot of dudes are crazy in their own way, coming from a woman's perspective.
Right.
You know,
so maybe since you make a really good point, because a lot of women do have these traumas that they go through and carry that on to the next relationship, and you know, men are kind of afraid to, you know, like maybe they're towing that line or walking on eggshells because they know that maybe they don't want to trigger these things, and maybe as a woman, we should probably look at the man in that way. Well, maybe he has been through this with a crazy possessive woman or a depressed woman, or, you know, somebody who liked to fight all the time, or somebody who, you know, just whatever, you know, and maybe I should, instead of looking at it, I think maybe I would put a lot of pressure sometimes and thinking, okay, and overthinking things a lot. Okay, well, maybe he thinks this, or maybe he thinks that, as opposed to just like, maybe I need to stop and look inward, and maybe he feels this way, or maybe he's been through such, you know, but, you know, it's hard, and I was talking about this in my show. We are in the business of communications. Like, this is what we do. We communicate with the public and the masses, and it's so easy. But then when it comes down to a relationship with another person, the communication sucks. It's horrible, or it may not be there.
The communication could be good, and you could be, you know, giving your message to the person and relaying it or whatever. But sometimes people are set in their ways. You know what I mean? It's hard to change a person. You know, sometimes, like I said, time, you know, can heal everything. Sometimes you got to go through the ups and downs, bumps and bruises, because they might feel like, man, I'm not going to do this or do that because they not listening or not doing this and that, you know, and at the same time, that's not fixing a problem, that's only making a problem worse. But at the end of the day, if you with a person, you give them your all, you know what I mean, you still got, like, I done been through so much in my past where as though I don't look for the hurt, but if it come, I'll be like, damn. Well, I ain't gonna say hurt, it could be a disappointment. And I'll be like, damn, look at this shit. And then as soon as I do something, they'll be like, damn, look at this shit. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's a relationship thing. It's kind of, y'all got to be willing to compromise. Meet somewhere down the road and, try to make it work. There might be some things that she might not like that I like. There might be some things you like that I don't like. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
What is a relationship anyway but attaching yourself to someone constantly, 24 hours a day, looking for confirmation that you, can be loved?
not necessarily. I mean, a relationship to me is I'm not lonely at night. You feel what I'm saying? I don't have to keep ringing somebody's phone saying if they coming out tonight, if I can get my thing off.
Mm-hmm.
Where I can go in the house and lay with mine.
Mm-hmm.
You see, and have that assurance that, okay, I can sleep peaceful at night without worrying about, who gonna lay beside me. Because we all get lonely, we human.
True.
And we all sometimes just need a hug or a kiss or just for a person in their life to take that extra step. And sometimes it doesn't happen either. You know what I mean? It can go either way. But that's what builds, like a relationship is nothing but a bond. It's nothing but a friendship, and y'all just took it to another level. Because my opinion is you got to be friends with somebody before you be in a relationship with somebody.
Right.
That's how I feel.
As it should be.
I don't want to just meet her, sleep with her tonight, and then we're in a relationship. I don't even know you.
That I kind of see that kind of being the expectations a lot in what I see in social, social environments and things. People start backwards. They have sex and then they try to build relationship after that because they're compatible sexually. And I don't think that necessarily works all the time, but sometimes it does work out.
True.
For people. Whereas I don't want to do it backwards. You know what I mean? Just kind of like I didn't have any kids and then do all these things backwards. I kind of want to do it in a certain procession,
Sure.
and get to know that person, then maybe get married, then have kids or whatever. And that's not necessarily a normal thing, or I'm not going to call that a normal thing or whatever, because most of us didn't come from that. But with that said, am I wrong to still hope for that,
Well,
And can I meet a man who is willing to do that and look past sexual desires to get to know me, as opposed to us actually sitting down and them being so shocked that I have, something to say?
that you're educated.
Yeah.
I think it'll happen in time. You know what I mean? Sometimes you can't look for it and let it come to you.
Right.
Sometimes when you look for it, you're going to find the worst of the worst. Or how they say when a person first meets a person, they bring their A game. But once you get past the mask, they're like, what the fuck I done got myself into?
Mm-hmm.
Like some of my good relationships that started out good end up being some of my worst relationships. The people that I have took the time to get to know, we kind of had a better understanding, a better bond, a better history because we know each other. I'm not saying it always works,
Right.
but you kind of know, like, I might say something and you finish my sentence, type of thing. Or I might just be walking and make a face expression, and you already know what I'm thinking because we done been around each other.
Right.
Whereas though I'm with a person I really don't know, I make a certain face expression. If she ain't in tune with me and I ain't in tune with her, she missed it.
Right.
I might have to say, get out and run. They shooting. We do live in the city.
Yeah.
So sometimes, but if we on point and we vibing together, you might grab me and say, watch out, because I ain't paying attention. It's just a lot of, relationships are complicated. Relationships can be tricky because when you think something is not going your way, it actually could be. We just set our expectations too high. And when we set our expectations too high, people tend to let us down.
Well, why should I have to lower mine, though? Do you know what I mean?
It's not really lowering them. It's just you keeping it balanced.
Yeah.
You keeping it balanced until, the sunshine. Because everything in life, you got to go through the storm. It's going to rain. The sun going to shine. There'll be trials and tribulations with everything in life.
Right.
And it's basically a learning experience because you learn from experiencing things.
And true, and I think because I was such a late bloomer, and like I was saying to him earlier, that I didn't start dating or any of that stuff, so I was 18, and then I immediately was engaged to somebody older. So I never had the chance to really go out there and, actually build relationships with people or with men and things like that. So being so late in the game, I'm just like, okay, I've learned over the course of all these years from everybody else what to do and what not to do in their relationships because I've watched it, and what makes men tick and what makes women petty, what all these different things,
But let me ask you this. How many male friends or female friends do you have good rapport with?
Like, in a sexual way?
Just period.
A lot of my friendships and relationships right now in my life are pretty surface friendships and relationships. It's, media people and, celebrity type of things or whatever. None of them, I don't really have anymore, and I say that in a good way because this time last year and the year before that, I was so drunk and so, out of it that everybody was my friend. You know what I mean? I was the life of the party, and, everybody knew that I was always going to take everything, just light work and this and that. But once I finally got clear eyes and, realized everybody around me was somebody that I partied with and got fucked up with, and toxic to me, So now, again, it's starting over and building friendships and relationships that have nothing to do with this industry, nothing to do with alcohol, nothing to do with drugs, just organic experiences. And that's not easy.
Let me ask you this. How do you treat yourself? Are you a friend to yourself?
Absolutely.
Okay. So everybody else shouldn't even matter.
True.
Yeah.
I'm not, I don't have any, insecurities anymore, whatever. It took a long time to get here. I know my worth now. I know, and I project that and give other people that same, you should know your worth. You should, you don't need to be attached to anybody, to feel good about yourself. You shouldn't, you know what I mean?
Right.
At the same token, so these organic relationships and friendships I'm trying to build, it's really difficult. It's hard.
Because where you might be strong at, they might be weak at.
Right.
And that's another thing that happens in a relationship. You might have two people with a strong backbone, but they weak in certain areas. And one compensates the other. Like you might have a great person that's financially doing bad, but they're a great person.
Right.
You might have the partner that's financially doing good and need that type of person in their life. Or you might have two opposites attract, or you might have two knuckleheads together. It happens.
Well, I'm hoping that I can surpass all the knuckleheads and just, of course it's like kiss some frogs or whatever before you find your prince or whatever. But it's just like, it's annoying, but I guess that's, again, I don't look for it. I don't search for it. I just took time out of my usual independence or fuck these dudes to actually sit down and get to know someone. And it's just, I don't like for somebody to look past what I have to offer and then just kind of be like reject me in a certain way, so I maybe don't put myself out there so I don't have to do that. So if I see a little bit of maybe he's not, I'm out. You know what I mean? Just so I can be out before
you get your feelings hurt.
Right. And that's not, healthy either. And I kind of noticed that's what I was doing. So I'm not putting all the blame on this person. I am saying that maybe like you said, my standards were too high, and
And life sometimes, especially when we're dealing with relationships, we take chances. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. That's just how love goes. That's why I say heartbreak. You get your heart broke and you dust your knees off, get back up and try to find the next relationship. Or not try to find it, but you mix and mingle until, okay, I like that swag, I like this person, the way she dressed, the way she walked, the way she smelled, the way she looked, the way she carried herself. Let me entertain the idea and see if this works.
That's true too. You probably can't find, maybe the person for you until you go through all that stuff. Maybe sometimes you're going to get your heart broken, sometimes you're going to be rejected and all these different things. And I'm just like, I don't want to go through that. But that's normal. That's human. That's life. And that's what happens, And I guess I might have to go through that, But again, it's like I don't have all this time to waste.
I understand.
Either.
The clock is ticking.
It really is, and I don't put those pressures on myself. Society puts those pressures on me. But at the same time, we still, as women, feel like, okay, time is slowly,
So you didn't have a high school prom date or?
I didn't go to my prom.
Okay,
No.
but about college or?
I skipped college,
Okay.
just to chase dreams for
Okay.
20 years, and I don't regret any of that. I don't regret not having kids yet. I don't regret, I was engaged and I was a runaway bride, but I don't regret that,
Hold up. Let's
I
back
don't.
up. Hold up. See, this is where it gets nitty and gritty. You was a runaway bride?
Yeah, I mean, when you're 18 years old and you're dating somebody who's 27 years old and you are together because of things that are not healthy and toxic and whatever, I chose to, and with somebody whose mother, we were two different nationalities. That person was Puerto Rican, so there's a whole difference, and culture. They want you to be barefoot and pregnant, and that's it. But I knew that I had so many more dreams, and I was a part of a relationship that wanted to kill those dreams so I could, just have kids and stuff. And to this day, that person calls me and says I'm the one that got away, 10, 15 years later. But I don't regret that, and that person's not happy, with whatever, but I'm not about to go backwards,
Right.
But, yeah, I don't regret not getting married to that person because I don't want to be attached to somebody for convenience.
True.
Because they do certain things that do make me happy, but I know that they're not going to make me happy on a lot of huge levels. That's how I've always been. I'm very protective of my heart, and I'm very,
True.
I'm going to do what's best for my heart
True.
first,
But,
and treat people in the way that I would want to be treated. You know what I mean?
True. I mean, I try to treat everybody, I like to laugh and joke and have fun, have fun and be sarcastic and, talk trash, as we say. And I try to treat everybody the same with respect, even if I know she a hoe, even if I know it ain't going nowhere, you know what I mean, unless she show me otherwise. Then she puts herself in a category because she showed me otherwise. Just like you would label a thief or rat, stuff like that. But relationships, sometimes, like I said, people's put barriers in the way. And it takes a lot for a person to drop their guard for you to really let them in to get past certain things. Just like prime example, you meet somebody, y'all hitting it off, it's going good, there's nothing wrong in your eyes. And their eyes, y'all get all the way to the altar, and now you got a runaway groom. You see what I'm saying? Now the roles are switched. Now you're like, dang, what I do? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It happens. Like some people get cold feet. Relationships, even people that you friends with, it's still a relationship.
Right.
Associates is still some type of relationship. People you just run into that's acquaintances or whatever the case may be. Like it's levels to it. That's why there's associates, friends, and so forth.
Right.
But I feel like I'm rambling.
Well, again, when you ask me if I have these personal friendships and relationships, a lot of people love and respect me because I always show that and give them that and everything like that. Like I don't, but I spent a lot of years worried about what everybody else thought, what everybody else wanted, was that person okay? Is this person okay? I've spent a lot of years in the D.C. area. I don't regret doing a lot of charity work and things like that. How are you? But everything was for everybody else, and now that it's my turn and it's for me, it's like, people are shocked and blown away. Well, who is she to start thinking about her own well-being and, thinking about her own, not being around toxic people and all these things or whatever. And that sucks. People shouldn't want me to stay in a place where it was constantly about everybody else,
Well, I think
it's okay for me to be selfish this time around.
absolutely. You got to do what makes you happy. If you're in a situation that's not healthy for you, eventually it gets old. You can, or unless y'all both have patience with each other and can work it out.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because every relationship is not going to be squeaky clean. It's just what it is. Like me and Ron was talking about, me and you and Ron was talking about the 60-40 or the 50-50 or the 100-100, as long as it's not 80-20. And as long as it's not 70-30, 80-20, everything else could be worked out.
I agree with that.
So
it's all about finding that balance. And Ron has been here for the whole year I've been here, and he's always gave me the best advice. You know what I mean? You just that person will come, and it's somebody that you can just learn to be with and adapt to for the rest of your life.
Or we can play the dating game. I know a lot of male friends that's very good people.
Oh, that's so sad. That makes
No,
me seem really pathetic.
no, it doesn't.
No, but
But I know some good people that maybe, maybe by you so focused on your career, maybe you don't have time to get out and meet and interact with people.
I mean, that's very true.
And so, I mean, I'm not knocking that. I respect it to the fullest because I be on it so much too. I'm trying to see this money come in so I can have a spot like this, or more. So I don't look at you no type of way because you focused on your dreams and goals. You have a lot of college students that do that.
Right.
They might have little flings with people or a little boyfriend, a little girlfriend, whatever the case may be, but they be focused on their career. Until they get their career, they not really thinking about none of that. Like, prime example, like with some of my nieces, they be so focused on their careers and what they're trying to do and accomplish in life that somebody catch their attention. It's okay, you caught my attention, but how long are you gonna hold my attention?
Lots of times men are pretty intimidated by that, with somebody like me. And they say it themselves. And so they're just like, well, I'm not even going to try because I know that you have this career and blah, blah, blah. But, they're not necessarily talking to me about how they could maybe enhance that. You know what I mean? Enhance it. Be a part of that. Let me bring you into this world and maybe show you.
Yeah, you've definitely been in the wrong stores. We're going to bring you to the right stores.
I need a dating game with the 3 men.
Right.
And then I sit and let me choose without seeing. We talked about that last year. For my birthday this year, I want the dating game.
We're definitely going to play the dating game live on 2 shows, back to back.
Back to back.
So it's a spider in the air right here in front of us.
I thought I saw it, but I wasn't sure. I quit.
You quit.
Right here.
Right here.
Are you going to grab it? Right here.
We're going to take a quick little break, and we'll be right back.
We'll be back with the spider.
Yeah, we'll be back with the spider. He's hanging out.
What's his name? It's Charlotte.
It's Charlotte's weird. They talking about relationships. The spider came down to hang out.
Came down. She's a single mom. She don't even care.
2018, I personally helped several people reclaim their healthy lives with a ketogenic lifestyle. Together with our team at Wakaya Perfection, we have helped over 4,000 people struggling with weight loss, burn off unwanted fat naturally, control hypertension, type 2 diabetes, and high cholesterol with our Beulah Fit Keto Fuel Shake and high-impact ginger and turmeric. Contact me for yours. Buttons about that ketolife.mywakaya.com. That's BUTTONSBOUTTATOLIFE.MYWAKAYA.com or call 202-875-3926.
This is a keto-friendly diet, and weight loss expectation is approximately 1 to 2 pounds per week. Individual results can and will vary.
Business owners looking for a place to advertise your business and promote your products and services? VoxWave is the right place. We have over 10,000 views a day and 70,000 listeners a month. For more information, contact Reg Gaskins at 240-832-4455.
VoxWave now features a streaming radio media player on our website's front page, where local artists can get their music played 24/7. For more information on getting your music in rotation or to perform live at our studio, contact Reg Gaskins at 240-832-4455.
Android users, the VoxWave app is now available in the Google Play Store. Download the app today on your Android device to listen in and view programs.
DJ Rick Entertainment.
DJ Rick Entertainment, hottest DJ in the DMV area, CEO of Step Your Game Up and the Youth Project Show, the DJ on the Heartbeat Conga Hour, and sound engineer for a variety of bands. DJ Rick Entertainment is your #1 company for all your stage and sound event needs. Call 202-390-1151. That's 202-390-1151.
DJ Rick Entertainment.
Kayak McLeod, good to go. Coming at you in stereo. If you cannot hang, just do your thing. But if you're in the know, that makes you good to go. You people out there try to understand. We got something new for this troubled land. This is not a rap song that you always hear. You get tired of that year after year. A rap's about nothing or how to live. We got something here that's positive. To forget troubled times by having fun without no drugs, and that's on the one. A natural high is where it's at. Believe me when I say that I like it like that. If you can relate, I want you to know you are classified as good to go.
Welcome back to the Talk Around Town. We have another special guest in the house tonight. We have another host from the Fran's World.
The Fran's World?
Yeah, the Fran's
I'm MC
World.
Fran from the Fantastic Live Show each and every Saturday right here on VoxWave.com, 8 o'clock.
Watch the show, tune in, pay attention, because she's going to give you some game and break some stuff down and let you know what it is. We have another guest in the house tonight.
Triumph Leader. You can catch me Monday through Sunday, 24/7 in the Shipley community or anywhere in the surrounding areas, giving back to the community. Love the kids. That's what we do.
And for those that don't know, the Shipley area is in Ward 8, Southeast, Washington, D.C. 220 is the zip code. Or you say 2020.
32,
whatever,
30.
32, 30. You know, might catch us all wearing 19. You know, 2019.
207-48-4645.
Coming to a hood near you. Mentoring, education, tutoring, senior program, cheerleading. You know, so my man is kind of, cat got his tongue tonight, so we're going to help him out a little bit, Fran. You know, we're going to get him get them going, because the guy is a motivational speaker. So
Hey, this wasn't expected tonight. I wasn't expecting to be here, but I'm
you
here.
gotta always be on top of your game.
I'm here always, all day long. So help me out, Frank.
So tell everybody, again, what's your goal, what's your purpose. Tell a little bit about your past and what people may not know about you.
My goal is to save as many kids and as many lives as I can.
And you're from here.
Oh, most definitely. I'm from. And see, here's the thing. This what makes me so, different and distinct from everybody, because I'm a thoroughbred, like, man from PG County and DC. You know what I'm saying? I tell my story a lot. I grew up in the city, but I went to all PG County schools. It wasn't, a choice that I made. Of course, I was a child, so I can't make no choices. But, you know what I'm saying? This is why I give back to PG County and, Ward 8. That's, where I, that's what made me. Ward 8 made me, PG County, I would say, kind of raised me a little bit.
Educational way.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what makes me distinct. There's not a lot of people out here that will take pride in growing up in PG County and the city. I know a whole lot of men, and I'm sure you know them too,
I did it both. I went from Northwest to Southeast to PG to, I've been around. So
it is what it is.
I've been raised in quite a few systems.
Exactly.
Quite a few systems.
Exactly.
But,
my goal is to, touch as many lives as I can. I believe this is why, God put me out here on the earth, is to do what I'm doing. This is why I'm so successful at what I'm doing. It's a lot of things that I've done in my life, and I think that I'm not going to say I failed, but, you know what I'm saying, I ain't doing it today.
Okay.
Because it wasn't for me.
Okay.
What I'm doing right now is for me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And anybody that knows me, they know this is from the heart. You know what I'm saying? This is why, I just ran into you off the humble. And
Absolutely. I understand what you're saying but for the people that really don't know you or aware of the programs and the mentoring program that you have going on, you have to really break it down for them, because I know exactly what you're saying, because we homies, we grew up together.
Ask me. Help me out, because I ain't used to this. Ask me. I'll tell you anything you want to know.
Was there any one situation that happened growing up here? And I know it's a lot, I'm not from here, so I know people judge you based on where you went to school and where you were raised, and if you say you're from here, then you're not from here, and all this type of thing. But was there any one situation that was the turning point for you that made you say, okay, I need to reach out, I need to help, the city in doing this? Like, there's a Micaiah Wilson situation, or is there, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm going to try my best, you know what I'm saying, to hold tears.
Take your time.
You know what I'm saying? And
don't get sentimental, bro. We drink it loud.
She just asked me a question. She just asked me a deep question that y'all like touch home, and what made me do this?
Break it down.
It's when I lost my mother. At a very young age, and that night, that she passed, she told me to come home. I was messing with a certain female at the time, and I was young. I just bought my first car, 17. You know what I'm saying? At that time, buying a car, like, that was big. I just bought my first car. And she, I remember this night like it was yesterday. I was dealing with a female, and she said something was wrong with her, and she had to go to the hospital or something like that. My mother told me to come back home. I wound up took her to the hospital, and wound up staying over her house that night. And then she wasn't even really sick, you know what I'm saying? And that night, I kept getting a phone call, and it was from one of my mother's friends. And at that time, I'm thinking the phone call is about something else, not knowing it's my mother dying. I ignored the phone call. You know what I'm saying? And phone call started probably about 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and about 7 o'clock came, and I finally, let me answer the phone. When I finally answered the phone, you know, she was like, where you been at? Your mother got rushed to the hospital. My mother just had a hysterectomy. You know what I'm saying? So I heard rush to the house, and I rushed in the house, walked to the door, I seen blood on the floor. And the song Aaliyah, what was that song? I Really Need Somebody or something like that?
Tell me about somebody.
Exactly. That was my favorite song. Anybody that knows me, I love R&B music. I pull up at excuse my language. I pull up at the Shell, Willow Road, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, blasting whatever music I feel like playing at that time, slow music, whatever. I play it. But at that time, I loved that song. And when I went in the house and I seen a whole pool of blood on the floor, I knew my mother was supposed to be gone. So I hurried up, rushed down to Greater Southeast. As soon as I got in my car, cut the car on, that Aaliyah song was the first song that came on, almost like I had to push play on it. You know what I'm saying? That was the first song that came on. And still to this day, when I hear that song, it brings tears to my eyes. You know, they can play that song right now and, like, yeah, I can be right in front of whoever. And, yeah, I'm going to cry. Because that whole memory, that whole moment, and this is what made me. This is what got me to where I'm at. You know, you asked the question, so I'm going to tell you. So, man, I played that song. I mean, not played the song, but it came on, and I remember, man, hopping in my car. Man, I don't remember no lights. At that time, the subway wasn't there or nothing on Southern Avenue. Gone. You know what I'm saying? And I pulled up right in front of the emergency room. Walked in, I seen the little preacher guy. I already knew. Wasn't no good news. Told my mother passed and went in there, seen her that last time. And after that, I knew, shit, it's all I had left. You know, and I remember sitting on Southern Avenue between Deuce. At that time, the female I was messing with, I had moved with her and her mother on 22nd Street. I was 17 years old. I just got kicked out of school. You know what I'm saying? And I sat on the between 22nd and on Southern Avenue for about 4 months straight, gone. I had lost everything, like my money, and all that was gone. My father came through one day, and I called him, asked for some money. And he was like, you know what, I can't keep seeing you like this. He's like, get the stuff, let's go. He got me back enrolled in school, and I started my own business. I caught my first charge. That's what made me start my own business. I caught my first charge like a few months after my mother passed. And the only way that I can UFAC, you know what I'm saying, the only way I can get UFAC is I had to get back in school and I had to have a job. I got back in school, started going to Oxon Hill, and went applying everywhere where nobody hired me. So my father had a conversation with me one day, and I talk to the youth about this, and he say, you supposed to be making all this money, why don't you invest it in something? So I said, invested in what? He said, think of something you're going to do. Think of something you're going to, live on and you're going to do for the rest of your life and invest in it. So I'm thinking about, what can I do? Every time I went on my father's house on weekends, and whenever he came and got me, he had me washing his cars. The whole time I'm thinking, it's just my father, he using me for the weekend. You know what I'm saying? The whole time he was setting my life up. So I started my own detailing business.
That's dope.
You know what I'm saying? So, and that was at 17 years old, and I did that all the way up until I was, 27, 28, until I got locked up. That was 3 years I did. That was the longest bit I ever did. It was different from doing, and you can, vouch for this. It's a DC jail. Man, that's a place where I wish that not on anybody.
I can imagine.
And it was a difference between going in, 2 weeks, a month, something like that, you know what I'm saying? You coming right back home. You ain't going nowhere. Mm-hmm. But the day I knew that I wasn't coming home no time soon, how you hear them, you watch a movie, you hear the doors close, boom. When I heard that, I swear to God, on my mother's grave, it was like something just like transformed, because I knew I wasn't coming home no time soon. So it was a difference between when I was going in there knowing that I was coming home sometime soon versus going in knowing I wasn't. So I had to transform, and I had to, get on the same time frame as them. Right. I done seen a lot of men, I'm sorry, what I thought was men, come through that door, come through the side of the port, they don't even make it past it. Mm-mm. They look, peep, see who in there, they gone checked in. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So to be able to,
I saw dudes I thought was men.
Yeah.
They got a big commissary bag, but they ain't going.
Yeah. So it's a lot of things I went through in life that prepared me for this and prepared me to build this program, because this program is real.
Let's talk about the program. I figured everybody has a little turning point in their life, where, like, say, Mo Betta, is out here doing his thing, and back when I first came to the DMV, it was a huge, big thing when we were all doing charity work, and it was lit to do that, to give back. And I spoke at Oak Hill to the kids and all these different things, and I see now that there's definitely a need for that, a need for something else, because a lot of that has gone away and dissipated. A lot of those different charity organizations that were here when I got to the DMV are no more.
That's because, a lot of people lost heart. It takes courage. Like, I've been doing this for a long time, and I never wanted to, like, put it out there like that, because I didn't want the publicity. I was doing this from the heart.
A lot of people coming, taking a picture. And
you know what I'm saying? So
don't stay to see what's really going on.
Well, I think since Marion left the office, everybody that came behind him was just trying to, get in on the money, get in on the politics to come up. Marion was actually one of the first mayors. He got caught in a scandal, but he was one of the mayors that cared about his city. He cared about his people. He tried to make sure that everybody got a piece of the pie one way or another, regardless of what he did. Just like this brother, he goes in the communities where you got some brothers that don't want to hear, some sisters don't want to hear, and he reaches out to them, and somehow they end up making it to the program. It might take a few, and a lot of things run them off when you start talking about, oh, well, it costs this to do this and do this. And they be like, I ain't paying that. Then we set it up where it's though, okay, well, look, we'll do this since you're a part of this neighborhood. And then that ran them off, because they like, well, who does that for? We ain't used to that. But now, the brother been doing it for a while, but he stepped out on his own and made, in his first year, he has
experienced a lot.
Yeah.
Experienced a lot. I ain't think trying to help a community would cost me so much. And I ain't talking about financial.
Just the emotional, mental.
But just the mental.
Right.
I come out every day, and no matter what I'm going through, by the time I see my youth every day, no matter what it is, with cheer, football, basketball, whatever the case may be, by the time I get to them, I forget about everything that done happened. You know what I'm saying? But that's my job, is to show them to stay strong.
Right.
And to keep on going. I can't come to practice moping and mad because what I'm going through, that defeats the purpose of what I'm doing.
Right.
Defeats everything. And
these kids need hope. And they need
oh, absolutely.
And I think sorry
Absolutely.
to cut you off, but I think if everybody in this area or any area, if they kind of thought about their trauma and the things that happened to them and flipped it and gave back to the people that, you know, that has also happened to, you know, to make it make it something to where people can identify with them and maybe you know, help them out, it would be such a much better place. But I don't think people in the DMV are able to put their own stuff out there in order to help other people.
Well, I'm trying to, you know, open that door
Hopefully that makes sense.
and break that barrier, you know, to show that, you know, no matter where you come from, you can do anything, because anybody that knows me personally or even from the outside, if you know me, you know I came through a rocky situation. Wasn't nothing handed to me. So for me to, you know, have this platform and do what I'm doing, I will continue every day to keep on going that extra step and taking that extra step, you know, to open up doors for anybody. Anybody. It's not just about me. Mm-hmm. You know, when I wake up every day now, you know what I'm saying, it's not ever been about me, but I have opened up a door. I've set a platform.
I'm going to give an example, right? When he brought this program to the ARC, to that Mississippi Avenue area, 7th Avenue, Mississippi Avenue, to that Ward 8 area.
And the ARC has been very supportive.
True. But you got, even though I'm part of the program, but they run around calling me Coach Cal. They ain't even calling me by my name. Coach Kevin. They be like, and then one of them smart out the bunch, be like, that's not Coach Kevin, that's Coach Rick. But, you know, it was funny because a lot of kids I used to see in the neighborhood didn't really know them, didn't really know their parents, or knew their parents and just didn't know that was their kids. And they gravitated to us so much. Like right now, I can see them, so they could be doing something bad and see me and then slide off and disappear because they don't want me saying what they're doing. You know, because they know we're a part of a program that's trying to better the youth and the community. So they'll be trying to slide away because they don't want us to see it. Right. And then you got some of them do it in front of us, and then we have to really pay attention to them and watch them and learn how to guide them without, you know, making them have an attitude. Mm-hmm.
This is definitely not an easy job.
Right.
It's not easy. You know, I turn a lot of people away in my life because all I talk about is this program. You know, and I will continue to talk about it. And those ones that turn around and leave, they're the ones I know that's not really meant in my life.
Right. And a lot of people will do that.
You know, a whole lot of them will.
Bear witness to that, being an outsider looking in and coming in, and it was just huge. And it was all get together and do this. But then when it stopped being self-serving for a lot of people and making them feel superior or like they've done something, you know, for the show of it, then everybody, like you said, just lost the heart and just kind of dissipated or whatever. There's still a few of us and a few people who are still around here still wanting the best for our community and for people, you know, just in particular.
You just said the key thing, the best for our community. Like, you know, right now, it's not, I wish I can save the world, but I can't. Mm-hmm. Right now, my focus is on Ward 8 and these surrounding areas around Ward 8 within PG County.
Yes.
I'm not talking Waldorf or, you know, Clinton or something. No, I'm talking our surrounding areas
not
where...
necessarily because, not to cut you off, but we have so many brothers that's trying to do the same thing, that's trying to come together.
That's why I stay in my community. I try to stay where I'm supposed to be at,
but
in my lane.
We building a bridge where it's though we all come together, meet on common ground for the same purpose of bettering the community.
Yeah.
But believe it or not, even though we all try to better the community, you know, I've learned to still stay in my lane.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because some people trying to better the community for the wrong reason. Look, where the camera at? It's right there. Look me for the wrong reasons. You know, if you're going to better the community, not yourself.
You don't always have to make a big, huge show about it. It doesn't always have to be posted. It doesn't always have to be,
you know what I'm saying?
The pat on the back is not what we're searching for. The longevity and changing the community should be the only type of pat on the back.
That's the only thing that, you know, I wake up and live for every day. And it's not just the youth. You know, it's a lot of, you know, men that I grew up with, you know, that I know that I might, you know, might be just a tad bit ahead of. But one thing about me, I don't leave nobody behind. It's up to you to keep up. You know what I'm saying? I open up the door for anybody. Anybody that knows me, I'm going to open up that door. It's up for you to keep up.
But what I do like, from what I'm saying, just within the neighborhood, there are a lot of brothers becoming conscious and waking up and trying to do something different.
Shipley has a whole lot of talent and always has. We just been overlooked. You know, when I came with this program, people asking me, you know, where you come from? The hell you mean where I come from? Walk 2 blocks away, you know what I'm saying? You'll see where I came from. I've been here. The ARP, the Boys and Girls Club, all that stuff down there, yeah, we saw it, but in the Shipley community, it wasn't open up to us.
Not at first.
If it was, all that stuff wasn't open up to the Shipley community until this program came about.
But it started a little bit before.
It started before, but it wasn't opened up to the Shipley community. You know what I'm saying? So when I came about, they like, where you come from? You helping the side that we said, fuck you. So if you don't say fuck you, we're going to say fuck you.
Well,
so I said, fuck you. Because I chose my community. You know, and not to cut you off, that's the problem. A lot of people sell their soul.
Right, I agree with
They
that.
forget where they come from. They forget their whole purpose of why, you know, they started doing what they doing.
Well, these programs.
You know what I'm saying? One thing about me, I'm going to stand on mine. And I'm going to stand on what I'm building. The Shipley community, we come a long way.
Absolutely.
Not knocking no other community because we all struggled in Ward 8.
Absolutely.
Ward 7, I might stop at Ward 6, but, you know, we all struggle. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to just speak for my own. Ward 8, man, it's a war zone. So to overcome that and to be able to give back, I'm going to do, as long as I'm living and breathing, I'm going to do whatever I can to give back as much as possible to my community and the all surrounding areas. Whether it be Maryland, D.C., Virginia, Delaware, Detroit, New York, Alabama, Mississippi, Iowa, I don't care. One day, Triumph Leaders is going to touch all those communities.
Absolutely. It should
Because
definitely
my
be-
plan is to touch souls throughout the whole United States.
Yeah, and that's what I like, because it's been days where, you know, I couldn't get off, and I'm thinking I'm gonna get off, and they got me working another whole 18 hours. And I'm like, man, I'm gonna be there. And now we looking like, man, I thought we was getting off at 6. They were like, nah, man, we don't get off till tomorrow morning at 6. I'm like, what? And I done missed the whole game. Yeah, I done missed games. I done missed functions and everything because the job I had, it wouldn't allow me to participate like I want to. And I knew at the time where he had people there with him, but the chemistry, see, you got to have a certain balance when you're dealing with the community. You got to be able to put people in place that everybody get a different perspective from that they respect. You see what I'm saying? Because if they don't, they might respect him, but don't respect the people around you because they don't know them. They didn't watch them coming up. Mm-hmm. So they respect the advice, they listening, but they not really paying attention. So this year, hopefully, we're not gonna let the cat out the bag, but we definitely looking for sponsors for 200 uniforms.
200 uniforms. We probably have more kids than that this year.
200 uniforms for cleats, helmets, pads.
Shoulder pads, helmets, cleats.
We also need things like bleachers and goal posts, and different things.
We need help.
Yeah, definitely.
I can go down the list, but I can sum it all up by just saying we need help. And one thing about me, it's not a pride thing. I can easily get on social media and, do a GoFundMe or ask for money, but the first thing they're going to say is,
it's a scam.
It's a scam. I'm looking for money.
No,
I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do that. The whole time, it's not even that.
But they don't see where you done basically emptied out all your funds,
Right.
cars and places and different things, trying to make this dream work.
It's not meant for them to see that part.
No, it's not.
It's meant for them to see the growth,
right,
the outcome. Because that part right there, they'll see that
later on.
Later on.
But also too, like, that's part of your bio. What
Absolutely.
I mean? This is some of the steps you had to take to make your dream work, to make the community
sacrifice a lot.
Exactly. So now this year we picked up 3 different teams.
We got
2 different teams.
We got Ketchum Lines, we got Triumphant Lines, Shipley Lines. We expanding.
But not only that, we got the mentoring program for the youth. We got the senior program, and we got different things going on.
Community service hours program.
Exactly.
Cheer program.
Yeah.
And it's
Basketball.
It's important that it comes
Basketball.
from the people.
Flag football, training.
NFX.
NFX.
Flex football.
So it's a lot of things that we're trying to accomplish in the neighborhood, and to give the kids an outlet for something to do instead of what they see.
And that's the key thing. It's not, what we're doing, Triumphant Leaders, it's not about us. It's about the kids.
Right. And it's important that the kids see that the community cares enough.
Oh, absolutely.
That they donate, not just a GoFundMe for strangers to feel bad for them or whatever. It's important that they see, okay, this generation still cares about us, and that they're directed in a nice way. DMV is the hardest place of all the places that I've ever done charity, ever, because everything's a scam or everything's kind of what you going to do for me and this and that, where now I've kind of focused my attention on Virginia, where I live, and kind of locally taking care of those families and kids, because like you said, it's emotionally really hard on
and that's what keeps me dedicated to my community too, because I know so many people are giving up.
Yeah.
So I know I can't. I don't care what I got to go through. I know what it takes to make sure that my community gets to the next level. So if I got to step that extra boundary to do that, then I'm going to do that.
But also for those that contribute, everything is logged in. It's put in the books. We also, if a person contributed or donated or whatever, they can review the books at a certain point in time through his permission. However he works that out.
So people know where their money is going.
Yeah, this is
you have people here that want to be involved. And have
this is a legitimate
Right.
501c nonprofit organization. Like I say,
Excellent.
I've been doing this for, over 10 years before I became a nonprofit. That's why when I, became a nonprofit and became public, everybody wanted to know where I came from.
Right.
Because I'd been here. But I wasn't in it for what everybody else was in for.
Right.
But when I got to a point, where I had to, get the kids to a next level, I had to take it to a next level. You know what I'm saying? So I had to go public. This was not in my plans when I first started this program. Saving lives and helping as many as possible, and this program growing to where it's at, that was the plan. But me, running for, Ward 8 council member and, pushing this nonprofit program, that wasn't in the plans.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
You
and
got some stuff up his sleeve.
That's a beautiful thing.
I'm running. I'm running, and it's, and to clear the talk up, all the speculation. Yes, I am going to run to represent my community. We can't continue to be left out. And not just my community, but it's several other communities in Ward 8 that's being left out. I don't blame nobody, but I got to do something about it.
Like Ms. Hamilton said, the city should have never cut the funding for DC Parks and Rec. They should have never did it. And, that's a whole nother story. We're not even going to touch that. Because I see you raise up. But, you know, that's
Miss Hamilton. Hey, Vernetta.
You know, it's a lot of...
Fat Dog, what's up, babe?
It's a lot of people that, like you said, stop caring and stop having a heart for the community, and they start not really want to give back to the community because so many people have used the nonprofits to take advantage of the community.
Right.
So now it puts a black eye on the whole nonprofit thing. But what they don't tell you is that in order to become a nonprofit organization now, you have to jump through hoops and hurdles just to get it.
I ain't jumping through no hoop and hurdle. I'm going to continue to be myself and
but I'm
running this lane that I'm running,
now.
walking, driving, whatever the case may be, and I'm going to stay in this lane right here.
Well, you make a good point, because when I was a part of all these very top name charities and nonprofits that were going on 5-6 years ago, money was being donated, a lot of it. Things are being donated, a lot of it, and then it's like, okay, well, where's this money going necessarily? You guys are raising all this money, and I know of a lot of people who weren't working and throwing all these events and doing all these different things, but they kind of had money. And so it kind of affected me really to kind of get out of that and kind of just kind of deal with charity events and organizations that are not so well known and not so everybody knows that person.
When it comes to that, I wish I can, you know, one day maybe I'll be able to elaborate on, you know, how funding is and how it's coming into the program and how we can share with our kids. Maybe one day. But right now, the only, you know, I can say organization or you know, sponsorship that we've had has been from the ARC. Not the Boys and Girls Club, not William C. Smith, nobody else but the ARC. The ARC is the only people who believed in this program.
You had a lot of people
Mr. Rassan and Ms. Douglas
that said they was going to do X, Y, Z, and they was only trying to put people around us in positions to steal ideas on the platform.
I'm not even going to put it out there, you know, because I'm not, you know, I let people expose themselves.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's been a lot of things done to me and this program that I can easily go in here and say, man, oh, this blah, 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 blah. But that ain't me. I'm going to continue to keep on doing me.
And that does nothing.
Where the camera at? It's right there.
Straight ahead.
Try and stop me. You know what I'm saying? That's how I live my life. I don't worry about what you can do whatever you can. You can't stop God's plan.
Absolutely.
Period.
Absolutely.
I don't care what you do.
Absolutely.
Put a gun in my head, but if it ain't God's time for me to die, guess what? Something gonna happen to that gun, and the trigger ain't going. Something. It might backfire on you, blow your head off because you try to blow mine off. Stupid.
Absolutely. But
you know what I'm saying?
You know, I feel your passion. I feel your aggressiveness with trying to make things come together. But like I said, it takes.
I can't do nothing but keep doing what I'm doing.
It takes a teamwork to make a dream work. So people, we have a new summer coming up. New trials for the football teams. What's the ages we're doing?
March 30th is our first trials. We don't have trials. It's our first camp.
First camp.
Let me clear that up. First camp. What's that? 15th in Mississippi Avenue. That's our Shipley location. Then we got Ketchum Elementary School. That's our Ketchum location. We'll be playing our home games this year. To be announced. Nobody else's business right now. But, you know, we will have a home location this year.
Okay.
We might got to go outside our boundaries. But guess what? We hashtag still Shipley. No matter where we go. You know what I'm saying? And
just know
all I can do is continue to be
me.
This year, next year, the year after that, the year after that, and the year after that. You know, don't mistake my confidence for cockiness. I'm just very confident with myself, and I'm confident in what I do. A lot of people can't take me.
I would say you have that hunger where as though you're passionate about what you believe in.
Man.
And it's for a great cause and for the better of the community. So how can you not feel good about that and not care unless they're trying to help, they're, either you're with us or you're in the way. I mean, it's how I feel
pretty
about
much.
it. That's how I feel.
Pretty
so
much.
for those who are watching and tuning in, like I said, we need 200 uniforms, maybe more. We need different things for the boys' football team, the girls' cheerleading, basketball, and other youth programs that we have going on. Like I said, the ARC has played a big part in helping, our mission be successful.
Shipping lines.
So shout out to the ARC, and a shout out to the people who behind the scenes helping it with the movement. But we need the community.
Absolutely.
Before we get too close to the season, and we scrambling trying to, get everything ourselves.
And again, this is a nonprofit organization, so nothing is hidden. Anything you want to know, financially, whatever case may be, is open. There ain't no secrets.
Absolutely.
But like I say, the only help we're getting right now, is from NOB.
I ain't talked to you because, I had the old lady in the wheelchair. I'm not going to say her name, but I had the old lady in the wheelchair who was part of the senior mentoring program who used to worry me all day long for something. She's basically like my client, basically. And, she passed. And her family wouldn't even put her, funeral services, in the building in the old folks' home to let the people know who cared about the lady. And a lot of people was wondering why is that, but you don't know how people deal with a person's death. You see what I'm saying? So it's like if they want people to be there, something to come out of there, let somebody know. But if not, rest in peace, Miss, Odette.
That's a touchy situation there because, nobody wants to see, nobody pass along. So,
yeah, so I wouldn't care what time of day or night it is. I used to have to cut my phone off because she would call me so much, and I'd be like, oh my God. You know what I mean? I would just be like, can I get some sleep? Can I eat? Can I relax? Well, no, baby, I need something from the store. Baby, I need this. Or baby, I need that. Or can you just come talk to me? Or can you?
Sometimes that's all they want is somebody to talk to, somebody that you need. If you're a geriatric person who's older, you want that, just even if it is telling you to get something.
I pretty much, at first it was kind of rough when I first started dealing with her because she was so high-strung and she was so aggressive in her tone. She didn't know how to deal with people. You know what I mean? If you wasn't helping her, or if she, she might have thought you was trying to run game or do something to her, whatever. But if you wasn't helping her, she would cuss you out, go on you. She wasn't trying to head. But after, I'm gonna say, weeks and weeks and weeks, I used to have to cuss her out sometimes. I used to have to go on her, and I used to have to tell her, look, I'm not your grandson. I'm gonna have to put you on my taxes. I'm not your grandson. Like, you're getting on my nerves. Mama, go to sleep, go home. Mama, button your coat, put your hat on. A lot of different things. And I'd be like, Mama, well, baby, I got to go. Listen, you need to go in the house. Baby, I don't feel good. So she had me food, though. I'm gonna tell you how she had me food, because I always thought she was in a wheelchair, right? So one day, she got sick and went to the hospital, Greater Southeast, United Medical something. And she went to the hospital.
Oh, be careful.
United Medical
Just
something.
I advise y'all, don't go there. Stay away from there.
Something.
Yeah.
I had 2 kids born in there.
But, she went there. So when I get her there, right? Well, she cause she wanted me to come pick her up, and the van was taking too long. Metro Access was taking too long. So I go there, I pick her up. So I'm like, Mama, how you gonna move? Where your wheelchair at? I said, first of all, where I'm going to put your wheelchair at? It's too big to go on my cop. Mama said, oh, I can walk. I'm good. Let's go. I look. I said, oh, you been running game this whole time.
She was walking.
Man, she walked right about that. Like, I'm talking about, got up and just walked out. I say, oh.
Was Michael Allstain around?
This was
Because she probably was not patient.
last year.
Yeah, on the 6th or 7th floor, your mother.
Your mother?
No, it wasn't my mother. My mother was in a wheelchair.
Who mother?
Whoever you talking about.
We talking about one of our, we have a senior mentoring program. So we cater to you. But
Well, you know, with the senior program, speaking of, now that you brought that up, the whole purpose of the senior program is to, you know, get a senior something that, you know, we got to help them.
Mm-hmm.
You know we have a lot of seniors that might be strung out, whatever the case may be, but we can't leave them left behind.
no,
Right.
no, because they
You know,
people.
they,
And they're not
believe it
gonna
or not,
change.
as long as they're alive, they paved the way for us.
Right.
Because it's something that they done went through. That's probably why they're strung out on what they on.
And you have to
You know what I'm
adjust
saying?
yourself.
You can't judge
expect-
nobody's background.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you have to have something in place, not just for the youth. Now, right now, I wish that I can, you know, if I had the proper funding coming in, I can do everything I need to do for the seniors.
Well, I'm not to cut you off. It's a program that goes on Valley Avenue every year.
Well, I'm talking about right now.
No, just hear me out. It's a program that goes on Valley Ave every year. Not Valley. Is that Valley? Yeah, Valley. Right, where they give something back to all the seniors in that community, like from Nella Road to South Capitol.
But it don't need to just be no special occasion to give back.
Absolutely.
It needs to be all the time. But
Absolutely.
it takes a certain heart to do that.
Every
Absolutely.
day.
I got that heart.
Absolutely.
I can't speak for the next man or woman.
I do it every day.
You know what I'm saying? But I got that heart.
We had one client.
to give back every day.
We had one
not
client,
just a
right?
special
Or
occasion.
when the radio's
Because
involved or when it's,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't care about all of
We
that.
had one client though. You know, my man probably laughing at me if he watching the show, right? He go over to the client's house, and the client comes to the door literally with a shirt on, no pants, no drawers, no nothing. And my man called me like, man, you ain't gonna believe this. I said, what? He said, man, he came to the door with everything hanging out, just with a t-shirt on. I said, that's rough. But once he explained the guy's condition, you know, the guy really can't wear clothes because he do something in his clothes.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, whether it's one or two, if y'all know what I'm saying. But the guy, I haven't ran into that encounter yet where I'm going over a client's house and they just, you know, just shirt only.
Well, it takes a certain person to have to do that. I know lots of people who do home health aid
Special
care
people,
and things like
right.
that. I can't do it because I emotionally just cannot, especially if they pass away. That's not something that I can really, like, deal with, so I chose not to, but I'm also queasy in some ways, you know? But there are special people who save lives, nurses and doctors, and people who go in who can change their diapers and give them baths and all these things that they deserve because they're still human beings. And I wish that I had that, and I wish that I wasn't so emotionally attached, I guess, to home, you know, older people, homeless people, things like that, and try to separate that enough to be able to do that. But you have to have a certain type of stomach, a certain type of courage, you know, dealing with people hitting you, spitting at you, throwing things at you, and you can't be mad and you can't be angry. These are people just like anybody else, but if they're in their older geriatric age, they're not going to change. So you have to metamorphosize and change yourself to adhere to how they need to be treated and taken care of.
Absolutely. They will compromise a little bit, especially when they see you genuine about helping them. You know, they will kind of stop what they're doing, as we say.
I'm not saying be beat down or be have anybody you know, abuse you or anything like that, but it just takes a certain soul to be able to deal with all kinds of things like that, whether it be older people, it be homeless people, it be children.
It takes a certain heart.
Yeah, a certain heart just to keep doing
Everybody don't have it.
So
but
remember
it
how you
takes
said I stay in my lane. My lane
Yeah.
isn't necessarily older people, so I just work with the children and the families and the young pregnant women and the girls at Oak Hill. You know what I mean? People that I can really identify with. I've never had older people in my life. I've never had grandparents and all those types of things, you know, so I wouldn't necessarily have that. So instead of me just saying, oh, I can't do it, just find another lane that it does suit me to where I can give back every single day.
Absolutely. Because I'm not certified to be a doctor or a nurse, so that's somebody else's lane.
Right. So you just find somebody else who needs help and continue on the purpose and the path and what we're here to do. Because, I mean, that's what I'm here to do.
Yeah, you know, I bounced in many lanes until I found my own lane. And when I found my lane, yeah, man.
Honestly, like, you know, through my trials and tribulations, I had to step up a few times, like to be the E-Man or the Grand Sheik or different things, and I didn't think that was in me. You know, until I stepped out there.
Man.
Until I stepped out there on faith and was like, we need this. So somebody has to step up and do it.
That's why I do what I do.
When I came home, my first week home, you know, a week later was like Christmas. And the brothers, you know what I'm talking about, the brothers with another non-profit organization, had me outside giving back to the same place I just left from. Just walked out the doors maybe a week ago. We out there giving back toothpaste, deodorant, soap, socks, food, everything they need. And I'm looking like, oh, I just can't, I need that. But I couldn't block they blessings. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just like, man, I get mine later on.
Man, you know, and again, you know, it takes a certain type of heart. You know, to give when you ain't got,
right,
but to still give, that takes a certain heart. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a firm believer in, you know, what you giveth is what you receive.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, don't let the smooth taste fool you. You know,
Billy D. Williams, he just came for you.
You know, don't, you know, a lot of people get people looks mistaken. You know what I'm saying?
It's called stereotype.
Exactly.
People judging the book by its cover.
You know, it's all about, you know, courage, loyalty, and stamina nowadays. Stamina. Can't do nothing without that because you got to be able to take everything.
Right.
You can't give in. But it takes stamina to be able to withhold and maintain whatever you're going through. I can't speak for the next man or woman. I only can speak for myself. But all that patience, that integrity, all that stuff you got to hold in, it takes a whole lot of stamina to hold that in. You know, that's the facts of life. When you learn the facts of life and you start living your life by the facts of your life, not nobody else's, you'll see yourself going somewhere.
You better watch out, Kim Fields. He just came for you.
You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. And, you know, just as you said before, you know, people don't, you know, years ago we were feeding the homeless at Martha's Kitchen, and I literally had no money and I hadn't eaten in days, you know what I mean? But it's like you have that inner thing that pushes you to keep going, and I'm like, these people haven't eaten in weeks, you know, and I sat around and got to know them and had the conversations with them, and it's like you put all of that other stuff aside, and me living in my car at the same time, but I want my soul to be fed in a different way, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? And I never, you know, talked about that or told anybody that because it wasn't about me, but I found something that I have been through that means the world to me now, and that's what motivates me to continue to keep going, keep pushing. Hunger, homelessness.
And whatever I'm missing, God's going to fill me with.
Right.
So if I miss 3 meals, maybe on that 4th day, God, He's going to replenish me with all that.
Might get a loaf of bread.
Years later.
You know what I'm saying?
No
But,
fish.
you know what I'm saying? If He got you on a job on your course at that time, sometimes in order to eat, you got to starve.
Right.
In order to eat,
It was humility.
you got to starve.
I needed to be humbled and have humility.
Exactly. And that's why, I know what it is. I come from the bottom, the gutter. Anybody can tell me I came from anything different, please call in, ring my phone, Google me, Vox Wave, Google somebody. But
why you look like that?
Vox Wave. But no, I was looking at the name. I was making sure I had it right. But if you know anything different about me, please call in. But I come from nothing. I'm not going to, I'm going to save some. My story will come out, more and more, as I get revealed. But, I come from the gutter.
Well,
So I'm hungry.
Before the time runs out, tell people where they can find your website, where they can find your information.
www.triumphantleadersmentoring.org. You can catch us anywhere in the Shipley community, the Temple Hills, Oxon Hill area. Ketchum Lions, Ketchum Elementary School. You can catch us down there in the Good Hope Road area.
Email us so they can find you.
Email info@triumphantleadersmentoring.org. I'm not a hard person to find.
Or you can DM me or call me, or you can call in at 240-719-2560 if you have any questions before we go off the air. So feel free.
Let me say this right quick before we go off the air.
Okay.
I'm dedicated to my community, to giving back, and it's all about change with me. Again, I'm gonna make this real clear. I don't knock anybody. Murray Burry, Bowser Murray.
Who?
Stop.
That was
It's
who?
actually a really nice.
Did he just pull a Jesse Jackson? Who?
Wow.
Did he say Mickey Mouse?
I didn't say that, ma'am.
Bowser Murray.
Bowser Murray.
Bowser Murray.
Murray and Bowser?
Bowser Murray. I don't knock nobody for what
heard
they've
that.
done, but I know, my intentions, and I know my worth. I know what I could do, not just for my community, not just for my ward, but I know what I can do for the whole district.
That's right.
I don't want it's not just about me eating. Everybody eat.
I'm hungry.
Everybody. I'm hungry too. So as I put food on my plate so I can feed my kids, it's not just about me and my kids. That's why this program is going. I want to see you eat, you eat, you eat, you eat, you eat. Everybody over. Everybody eat.
Merry Christmas. But we just kicking it a little bit and giving y'all info and letting y'all know about the Triumphant Leaders nonprofit organization.
It's a lot of things going on in the Shipley community. Just be prepared. We got a lot of local rap artists coming up.
We gonna expose that at a later time because it's a lot of talent in the DMV and we gonna put something together for them soon. But also too, we having something in the Shipley community, Parkland community coming up real soon.
All summer long.
We're all summer long, but right now we got 3 specific dates we working on real soon, whereas though we might broadcast live if it's in the pod would happen, or we might but it's gonna be moon bounce, rock climbing, different stands and stuff like that in the community. Shout out to the homies who put this first idea together. That's happening real soon. Free the homies that put it together. You got brothers inside the prison system that's coming together, trying to do something for the kids in the community.
It's all about
these brothers got life in a rack of time trying to give back to the community from the prison. So that says a lot about the movement and what we doing in our neighborhood when you got brothers coming to us trying to set up programs while they in prison. And they really need the funding, but they trying to fund us to do stuff in the neighborhood. That says a lot. So you can find us at, if you want to email me, it's SKIBOENT 202@gmail.com.
You can find me on Instagram if you like at Fantasy0505, and I'm here each and every Saturday from 8 o'clock on VoxWave.com with a fantastic live show. Definitely, everybody knows that I'm a philanthropist, so of course we're all connected in some way, and it's all about love for the community, and we're going to keep pushing and keep going. There's no stopping, us, because this is our future. These are our kids, and I don't want my future of America to feel like they had no choice but to do such and such because they had no guidance. So, cheers to you.
So if you want to support the movement before you get kicked out of office, we appreciate the help.
Go on about your business, Trump. I don't even.
No, I don't have any words for him.
No, but
anyway.
I'm fine.
Absolutely not. But anybody that want to support the nonprofit organization, shout out to the whole foundation. They also in the community advocating to uplift the community. Shout out to all the programs in the community.
I was going to say that shout out to all the programs in the community that's, helping out, but shout out to all the programs that's not just trying to help them. You know what I'm saying? We all got to help each other.
Right.
That's the only way that we can help the community. You can't do it by yourself.
And stop trying to steal our kids for your football team.
Yeah. Stop trying to steal all our ideas, too.
Yeah. But
how you doing?
And stop trying to steal our cheerleaders.
Yeah. Stop trying to steal our basketball players.
Yeah. But that's
camera right there?
Yeah, that's the camera.
Leave.
Y'all breaking the law, the rules of the league. The rules of the league say you can't steal people's players. So
it's all it is what it is. But
Fran was about to go in. Well, each and every Saturday you can catch us from 9 to 11. Sponsored by Skibo Records, Vox Wave. Tune in. Somebody's phone jumping already. We ain't got off the air yet. Tune in each and every week. We might bring you something each and every week, something different. We might have a nurses reunion on here. A greater Southeast. So catch us each and every week from 9 to 11. Peace.
It's 2 outs, but crank and 808s.
When you at Billy the Kid?
Shout going out to my man Billy the Kid, man, always showing love. Billy the Kid told me I was in his top 5, man. I really appreciate that, Billy.
What?
Hey, Billy.
Just a little something to get you warmed up right now.
We gonna party with all the cancers in the house, y'all. Y'all about ready to warm up? Come on, let's get with it, Rhea. Yeah.
Just a little two-step to get you warmed up tonight. Yeah. Oh,
like I said, this a cancer celebration this evening, y'all. Yeah. Shout going out to my main man, Billy the Kid, Dynamite host. Also, one love to Didi out on the PA boards, man. Yeah. Bartenders working hard, make sure you're showing some love, you know what I mean? Hey, Sid, we ain't got time, let's get to it, man.
Check it out, look. Said, girl, you see me shining. Chance that you could stay right here and never go away, no. But you said that you don't wanna go, but it's good. I've been thinking about you all day long, hoping you pick up your phone, and I know that I don't wanna lose your love. Oh,